Welcome back, everybody. This is Bart from the Sound Couple, and we are excited to continue our series introducing everyone to the new PreSonus Air XD systems of speakers. And before you, we have the Air 12 and we have the Sub 18. We're going to go over the physical characteristics of each speaker, and then we're going to take a deeper dive into the menu and take a listen and get our initial thoughts about these cabinets so far. Let's talk about the physical characteristics. So the Air 12, this clocks in at approximately 43 pounds, 700 watt RMS, 131.5 max SPL, and this is a molded plastic cabinet. Moving down to the Air XD Sub 18, this is a conservative, and I'll say conservative because we're not used to subs this light, at 87.7 pounds. This is 1,000 watt RMS, 130 dB max SPL, and this one is made out of 15 millimeter plywood. Now, what is really neat about the Air 12 is the flexibility of the mounting locations and how we can deploy them at our gigs. This is in a traditional stand mount. It can easily tilt, as Stacy will demonstrate here in a few minutes, so we can tilt this speaker down. It can also double as a monitor, so a floor wedge, and also it has built-in fly points for installs. I just wanted to mention one other thing here real quick, and that is the handles, the rubberized handles. Such a small refinement, but boy, I can't think of any other cabinet where I've grabbed. It's nice and soft, and it's grippy, which is always nice when you're out working hard and our hands are sweating. All right, I promise in this video, I'm not gonna be the only one talking and the only one you see. I wanna get Stacy in here, and she's gonna show you how easy it is to place these speakers on the pole. And then the thing that I think she likes more than I do is the tilt position. And that is because every speaker we've owned up to this point, if they've had the ability to tilt, they've had the two holes underneath. And how many times have we went, oh no, we want to end up tilting them, and then you got to take it off the stand and put it back down. She's going to show you that that is no longer something we need to do when we're using these cabinets. So Stacy, come on in. Let's show them how it's done.
2 holes, 1 hole. And here are the magic buttons that you're going to press when you want to tilt it, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Easy as that. And then I'm just depressing the button, pushing it forward, and now it's tilted.
So next, we're gonna take you through the menu, and we're gonna kind of take a deeper dive into all the settings and all of the options you have to get the most you can out of these speakers. We're going to start with the Air 12, and then we'll move on to the Sub 18. First, I'd like to just highlight that there are combo input jacks. There's 2 of them with the sum mix output. So this is like a mini 2-channel mixer with a master volume. Also, there's the Bluetooth pair function. We'll show you that a little bit later, and then the aux in. Let's take a look at the menu. First of all, you'll notice that there's level settings for mic line 1 and mic line 2, as well as the Bluetooth signal. So very informative, very nice feature. If you push on that button right there, it takes you into the menu, and you just toggle through your settings until you find the one you want to change. And let's start at the very top. So we'll go down. There are different modes for the cabinet. You just push the button, you can scroll through those. Once you find the one you want, you just push the button and it brings you back out. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mode and locate. These are very important concepts that I want to make sure everybody understands. Next, moving down, there's a little EQ on here. There's a treble and a bass, which you can boost and cut the frequencies. They're set, but hey, it's great that they're here for those little tweaks that you may end up needing. There's the LED off, or the LED status, and what that allows you to do is change the characteristics of the front indicator light. Your options there are off, on, and then a limit. That'll illuminate if you are approaching the cabinet's limits. You can adjust the brightness of the LCD, and then you can also set, the brightness of the LCD mode to light or dark. There's the Bluetooth setting, and that's for the bridging of the cabinets, and Stacy's going to show you that a little bit later, the Bluetooth functions. And then the power save, that has two options, at on and off. And where I would see this being used is more in an install situation, especially if the speakers are flowing. They will shut off after 5 minutes of inactivity, and once they see a signal, it'll take just a second or two for them to power back on. That is a really nice option, especially for installs. I think for us, we'll leave it to off. Moving on, there's a system reset. So if you just want to start all over, you just hit that. Boom, we're back to square one. What else do we have here? With system info and then exit and save. And it's nice that the exit and save is on the bottom and it's all the way up to at the top. And that takes you back out. And then your level, this button here then becomes your master level as well. And that shows you exactly where you're at. It seems like I think we'll be pretty much at 0, but this will go all the way to plus 10. Moving on to the back of the PreSonus XD Air Sub 18 speaker. We have matching inputs and outputs. So there's an input 1, output 1, input 2, output 2. There is the Bluetooth pairing function, the similar LCD menu as on the 12, and it has the input 1 and input 2 meters as well as the Bluetooth. You have the master level right here, which again I believe goes up to 10. And then just by pushing the button takes you into this beautiful display. As expected on a sub, there are some different options for this speaker. Let's move down. There's the front of house and then Mo bass. I don't know, maybe the DJs will enjoy this one. I think the sound couple, we're kind of more traditional. We'll stick with the front of house. We have the locate is normal, and then there's a cardioid option as well. And then we're going to dig in here a little bit, but there are some pretty advanced features in here. So the delay, and this is if you're delaying your subs to your main, and this really kind of depends on your specific application. For us, in a speaker pole situation, we normally probably leave this at none. But for installs or other more unique setups, you got, just look at this, all the way up to, I don't know, if I ever got this far, I might kind of reconsider how we're doing things, but it's there all the way up to 39 feet. Polar, you got normal, polarization, that's what that stands for, normal, reverse. And then moving down, the crossover, there's kind of two components of this. You got a couple of options here. The crossover, that applies a low pass filter to the input and a high pass filter to the outputs. And then moving down, you have the sub crossover, and you can select from all kinds of options, including special selections for the XD Air series, moving between the 10, 12, and the 15. And I kind of glossed over some of these other ones, but look at all that. Typically, we will run our crossover anywhere from 90 to 100, but depending on your needs, it'll go all the way down to 60 hertz. Then the unit, you can either choose feet or meters, and that was for the delay up above. In fact, you can see where it changed. We'll put it back to feet. And the LED on off, like on the 12, the brightness again, and then the LCD dark or light, the Bluetooth, power save on or off. We talked about that earlier, and then the system reset. That's a lot going on in both cabinets, but that is really the nice thing about all of this is just the features, the functionality, and flexibility that we've seen so far. Next, we're going to move on, and Stacy is going to show you some Bluetooth. Well, Stace, I think our wedding ceremonies just got a little bit easier now with the Air XD12.
That's wonderful.
And the big reason why is because it has built-in Bluetooth and it has the mic line input. For a lot of these ceremonies we do, this is all we need. We need some music and we need a microphone. And with the Bluetooth, we can even use the iPad in a much easier way. And there's actually 2 ways we can connect the iPad. One is our preferred method, I think, is the Bluetooth, what Stacy's going to show you. And then we have a wired option as well. All right, imagine we're at the ceremony. DJs, pro sound guys, listen up here. We're at the ceremony. We're going to be using the Air XD12 for our ceremony. Show them how it's done, Stace.
I just go to the Bluetooth pair button, press and hold till I see it flash. And then I'm going to go to my settings and into the Bluetooth. Here's my Air XD. Select. Once it's paired, it's turned solid. And then I can go to my music and just go ahead and hit play. How easy is that? That is actually so cool. I love it.
It is. And then we have our microphone, which is plugged into channel 1. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. And then to top it off, if we need it to do a little bit of EQing, we can just go into our menu here and we could remove a little bass if we wanted to. Check. 1, 2. Hey, hey. And there's our ceremony. For everybody out there saying we bring too much for a ceremony, we are really looking forward to using this instead.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
All right, Stace, there is more what we can do with Bluetooth. First, I'm going to show the hardwired option through the aux in, but then after that, we're going to pair the subs, and we're going to have a whole system running from the iPad on Bluetooth.
Great, can't wait to see it.
Well, as much as we like having the Bluetooth functionality on these speakers, I personally like having a backup option as well. And that is where this comes in. We have the aux in jack here. We can just plug in the cable. I got that coming out of the iPad, hit play, and there we have a wired connection to the Air XD12. All right, we're on to more Bluetooth, specifically Bluetooth bridging. And you may be asking, what is Bluetooth bridging? Well, what that will do is it'll take this Air XD12 and we're going to connect it via Bluetooth to this Air XD12. And therefore, we will have music coming out of both speakers. So let's go back to the beginning. We're going to pair the iPad, like Stacy showed you a little bit earlier. And once it turns to solid blue, that tells you got a connection. Now we're going to come over to the other speaker, and we are going to put that into pairing mode. And then come back, go into our menu, go down to the Bluetooth, and we're going to turn on Bluetooth bridging. Once the lights turn green on both, that's telling you that both speakers are synced up. Go back to our music, hit play. And what you can do, I'll show you real quick. If left, right is important, you can go in to your settings here and you can reverse the left, right. How cool is that? Now, it even goes from there. And what I'm gonna show you next is we're gonna connect this whole system Bluetooth from the sub 18s. And that is like kind of the pinnacle of anything you would want to do Bluetooth. We'll show you how that's done in just a minute. In our final Bluetooth bridging, we're going to pair our Air XD18 subs, and with the XLRs out of the outputs into the Air XD12s, we're going to create a full left-right stereo system. Now, one thing to note is that you are able to pair any 2 speakers, a combination of 2, so you could combine a sub and an Air XD12 or 10 or 15 or 2 subs. Let's show you how to do the 2 subs and we'll turn the system up and see how she sounds. Once again, you put the sub in the pair mode this time. Wait for it to show up on our iPad. The light's solid, it's connected. We go over to the other one and we hit the pair button. That'll start flashing, come back. Go into our menu. Select Bluetooth. Bluetooth bridging. Once both lights are solid green, you know they're connected. There you go, everybody. That is a paired system between the both subs. So we have all 4 speakers running. How cool is that? Can we have more fun than this? Absolutely we can. And we're gonna take you through each of the presets so you can actually hear what these speakers sound like. But before we do, I want to just cover a couple important concepts, and that is the mode and the locate settings. I'll show you the modes here in a minute, but as far as the locate goes, there's 3 different settings to them, and there's the stand, which is the default, there's the monitor, and there's the bracket. And what each of these locate settings does is it applies filters based on the location of the speaker. So in the case of a monitor position, it's going to roll off some of the low-end frequencies to compensate for the speaker being on the floor. In our demo today, we're going to leave it on the stand locate because the speaker is actually on the stand. For the modes, there's different settings for each one. By default, there's front of house. We're also going to show you the enhanced mode, the monitor mode, the speech mode, and my favorite, the DJ mode. In summary, I just want to emphasize that when you're selecting which mode, you also want to consider the locate, as it does change the characteristics of how the speakers sound. Ultimately, any combination of the 2 can be used. It's just important that you are considering both of those and using the one that sounds best in your setting. Stacy, you back there?
I am.
She's going to be the one controlling the speaker, changing the modes. I think we're at front of house mode to start
We
with.
are, and stand, yes.
And on the stand, because it's on a stand. And we're going to cycle through each preset. That'll kind of give you an idea of what each one sounds like. We'll commence with front of house mode. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Next up, enhance.
Enhance. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Monitor.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Speech.
There's some sound guide jokes in there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
right?
totally.
Okay. All right, sorry. We're on the speech mode here. It's getting to be a long day here, everyone. All right, speech?
Speech.
All right. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And finally, DJ mode.
My favorite. It kind of is. Well, the DJs are my favorite, but so is this preset. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that all of them?
That's all.
Okay. Thank you for doing that, Stacy. Final thoughts on this is that the presets are, I would call a template. They're a guide. The DJ mode isn't just for DJs. The speech mode isn't just for speeches. They are jumping off points, places to help you get started. And the bottom line here is that you find the presets, make sure you're setting that mode, and finding what works best for you. So don't get too stuck on, well, the DJ mode has to be for DJ. Do what sounds best, and all of these actually have some really nice characteristics about them. I'm not sure where we're going to end up going with all these. And again, these speakers just have so many options, And we're spending a lot of time, and we're going to be spending much more time beyond all these videos. And once we get out to our very first gig, I think we're going to have a really good handle on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to our final thoughts. Hey, we forgot to mention these feet. Look at these feet. Look at the size of those feet. As we've been moving through this demo, I haven't commented much on the build quality, but these feet are awesome, as well as the rest of the build quality on each one of these. Very solid. The grills are very solid, and that's really important to us. We take care of our gear, but things happen, and being able to set them down on these nice cushy feet, to have a nice solid grill, a nice solid exterior, all things we look at when we're looking at gear. I'm gonna get this up on here and we're gonna do our final thoughts, we promise. Think I can do this, Stace? As smooth as you did? Oh, look at that, I found it. And again, just for everybody's eyes, I gotta find there we go. Look at that. Pretty slick. All right, some final thoughts coming right up. Well, hey everyone, on behalf of the Sound Couple, thank you so much for sticking around and watching our review/demo of the new PreSonus Air XD speakers. Now at the Sound Couple, for those of you that watch our channel, you know how important it is for us not only to talk about the products, but to demonstrate, to take a deeper dive, a dive deeper than most reviews you see. So if you're thinking about these speakers or other speakers, that we're giving you as much information that we can that can help you with your purchase. Buying speakers or any gear is a big decision. We want to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself. I'm just going to conclude by saying these subs are like, I'm sitting between these things and they're just, I can't wait to get these out to a gig. The build quality of these things is good. The features, I don't know how they do it for this price. We're going to be getting these out to gigs. We're going to have more videos coming up soon, so stick around. Please ask us any questions if you have any, or you can go to PreSonus.com for more information. Thank you, and until next time, take care.